Yeah. And then just
Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is Grace Flow and Ease live on the web. And for those of you watching for the first time, I'm Cheryl Dodd Baldwin.
And I'm Mary Ellen Finnerty. And together we wrote the book, Living with Grace, Flow, and Ease.
Yeah, so for these shows, Mary and I usually have a topic of discussion in the very beginning. And then we bring on our special guests. And today we have two wonderful guests that are going to be joining us, Wendy Marcelli and Leah Coiner. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, of Pass It Onward. And they're going to be sharing with us all about their story that we were very inspired by. And it's their story, their company, what they're up to. And we were just very excited to invite them to come and share it with you as well. So living with grace, flow, and ease is really a lifestyle. It is an approach to life that is about having more of exactly that, living with grace, flow, and ease. It's like more grace, more flow, more ease in your life. And so these shows are all about what brings more of that, people, places, things, topics of discussion. How do we go about living life, with the whole background of, first of all, life is meant to be good, and that it's about living life more intentionally and on purpose and with greater presence and awareness to all those things that make life good. Even though life does get difficult at times, life gets, as Edie Weinstein, one of our guests before, has said, life gets lifey. It does get lifey, but what's important to us, and how do we come back to that in living our values, our joy, and our love, and helping, hopefully, to not only transform our own lives, but to make a difference in the world in general. And so that's what we want to highlight, what is making life better and for all of us in the world. So we're glad you've joined us today, and we hope you'll find this inspiring. Our topic for today is going to be about kindness. And kindness is something that we've been talking a lot about between Mary and I, and it's been coming up with clients as well. We also do coaching, and it's this whole thing of the practice of kindness, because kindness is really, it's our true nature, really. It's really the true nature of who we are, love and kindness as humans. And it's the practice of it. And it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It's just being aware and being present to what's happening and to expressing that.
In some preparation of this, I read that no one ever became poor from giving. So.
Yes. Mary, did you have a quote that you wanted to start with?
Yes, by Kevin Heath. Wherever there is human need, there is an opportunity for kindness and to make a difference. And then, interestingly, Goldie Hawn wrote some words that I continue to contemplate, but I'd like to share her words with you. The lotus is the most beautiful flower, whose petals open one by one, but it will only grow in the mud. In order to grow and gain wisdom, first you must have the mud, the obstacles of life, and its suffering. The mud speaks of common ground that humans share, no matter what our stations in life. Whether we have it all or we have nothing, we are all faced with some obstacles, actually the same obstacles: sadness, loss, dying, and death. If we are to strive as human beings to gain more wisdom, more kindness, and more compassion, we must have the intention to grow as the lotus and open each petal one by one.
And what about that?
Well, I think there's a lot to that in general, in a general way, and
Mm-hmm.
in the world where we live. People, step into life with all kinds of backdrops, some pain, suffering, and not always that. I mean, I think life is meant to be good, and we are meant to have joy
Mm-hmm.
and laughter and love and light. Absolutely. So in all of it, no matter what our station in life and what we bump up against as human beings, to be able to express kindness, gratitude, strength, forgiveness on our journey is a wonderful thing.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that we talk about a lot with our clients too, is that, as humans, we always say we're not the only ones who say this. I mean, this is commonly said. We're spiritual beings here having a human experience, and in this human experience, we're all the same. We all want the same. There's been studies about this where they've interviewed people all over the world, and they found that everybody, no matter what country, what circumstances, rich or poor or whatever, is that we all want happiness. We all want love, to be able to love. We want to be healthy, and we want to just have life in that way. That it's about happiness and all those things that make us happy, like family and friends and being able to make a living in some way and make a difference to all those things. And and likewise, we all struggle with the same things. We all struggle with, like you were saying, the life and death and how to do life. I mean, so in that way, we're all the same. And so if we're all the same, really, at the heart of all of us, regardless of our outer effect or behavior or whatever, is that the most common thing that we can offer to anyone and everyone is kindness.
But it's not the big things necessarily that we remember as we continue this journey, but it's the little things. And the Dalai Lama says that his religion is kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day I was in the grocery store and I only had to get a couple of things, I think 3 or 4. And I was looking for a cashier, so I found a short line, and I stepped in line behind this other woman that was putting her stuff on the counter. And all of a sudden she looked at me with these few things and she says, "Here, come on. You come on next." I said, "Oh no, I'm fine. This is fine." She says, "No, I want you to." She said, "We don't do this enough. People don't do this enough. Come on, you come next."
Hmm.
So I thanked her and moved on over to where I needed to be. And I noticed that um, her whole affect changed. She seemed happy. She was delighted that she, was expressing this helping hand, so to speak. And so I wished her luck. She says, "I'm on disability. I have all the time in the world. I don't have to be anywhere." So I wished her, a good day and everything. And it was just a whole different kind of exchange between human beings. So.
And what was nice about that was that you received her.
Mhm.
You received her offer of a gift of kindness. She was trying to be kind, and you didn't just say, "Oh no, 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 no," and then just kept turning her down. I mean, even though you might have said it once, you actually gave her the opportunity to make a difference for you. And for those of us that are such givers all the time, it's oftentimes it's hard for us to receive and to accept. And that's part of giving too, is when you can receive someone's kindness. We're meeting them, right?
Mhm.
It's that same thing. Yeah. So,
I think Mark Twain said, and I've always enjoyed Mark Twain, but um, he said that kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see.
oh, wow. Say that again. Do that again.
Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see.
Oh, wow. That's nice. That's nice. Well, this brings us to our guests, Leah and Wendy, and I want them to come on and talk to us about their company, Pass It Onward, and what they're doing. And I'll read you their intro, which is Pass It Onward is a unique pay it forward concept that was founded by Wendy Marcelli and created by Leah Coiner. And they have developed a social network of goodwill with this. So I'm going to invite them on and just welcome them to come and join in with us. And so welcome, Wendy and Leah. And
Thank you for your great work.
yes, thank you. And thank you for being here with us today. And we're excited for you to tell all of our viewers about what you're doing. So Leah and Wendy, tell us, can you explain the concept of Pass It Onward?
Sure. Well, Cheryl and Mary, thank you so much for having us on the show. We are honored. And the topic of kindness crosses all barriers. So what I'd like to do is explain the concept of Pass It Onward, and then Leah will get more in detail and show you exactly what you do when you purchase a product. So the concept of Pass It Onward, as you said, it's a pay it forward concept. And it uses the power of words inscribed on semi-precious stones to reach out to people in many different ways. We have 7 different words to choose from, and I'll run through them, but you can see them on our website. There's gratitude, love, kindness, inspire, forgive, lucky, strength. And you pick the word that resonates with you. So if you're seeing these stones for the first time, you pick a word that resonates either for you or for somebody else in your life. You purchase it, you post a little story. They connect to our website, passitonward.com, and you post a little story about why you bought it or maybe who you bought it for. So either way, you just post the story. If you decide to keep the stone for a while because you don't know who you're going to pass it to yet, that's fine. You can post 100 times things that have happened to you while you've owned the stone. So while you're in possession of the stone, go ahead and post some stories and let us know how the stones inspired you or given you strength through difficult times. Once you post the story on our site about why someone gave it to you, you wait for the right person to show up in your world. And when they do, you pass the stone on to them. The website tracks the journey of the stones and all the stories that follow along with it. So the hope is that the stone will get passed on 100 times, and that's inspired 100 acts of kindness. We have one stone that's in Saudi Arabia right now, and it's just incredible to me how the stones, basically I call them stones with a story. They're inspiring. So it's more than just you're buying a stone. You're purchasing pretty much an act of kindness. And our goal is for you to be thinking about other people when you purchase this product. Who can I give it to? And I love it because when I talk to some of the retailers that are carrying our stones or people that have purchased off our website, that's exactly what I'm hearing. Oh, I know who I can give this to. And that right there is the concept of Pass It Onward. So Leah is going to show you exactly what the product looks like and what you do when you buy it.
Here's an example of one of the stones and what it will look like when you get it. And you just open it up. And there's a serial number on the back of the stone. And you'll also receive a little travel bag. So you'll go to the website, and let's hold this up so they can see. And you'll take the serial number and enter it into the computer, and you'll post your story and tell why the stone resonates with you, why you bought it, or why it was given to you. And then you'll put it in your little travel bag, and you can keep posting stories or just carry it with you until you're inspired. Then when you pass it on to the next person, you'll get an email notification of where it travels and all the stories linked with that stone.
So there's actually interactive maps on the website. Had it first, second, third, and you have, can you see that? I don't know if you can see, that's actual screenshot from the website. Okay. And what's neat is that although you lose editing rights, once you pass the stone on and somebody else registers it, you can no longer post stories about the stone, but you have reading rights. So you can read all the stories, and every time it moves on to the next person, you get notified by email, hey, there's a new story about your stone, come read it. And you can have 20 stones that you've owned yourself, and the website tracks each one individually for you in your dashboard.
And the other thing, the first person who registers the stone gets to pick the charity that we donate to. And we're really excited to partner with some amazing charities. We have Alex's Lemonade Stand, which helps with childhood cancer, and Charity Water, which helps bring fresh drinking water to developing nations. So when you first log on, you get to select which one of the charities you want us to donate to.
Wow.
Really
Very nice.
Yeah, that we're really proud of. And, you know, we're excited because our company is going in so many different directions. We are in retail stores. We are working with businesses. So there's a lot of companies that have a philanthropic arm that runs through it. And this is a place to showcase, using the stones, all the good deeds that are done by some of their employees. So we highlight companies. And then the other arm is fundraising. We want to work with we want to do fundraising with companies that need a good product to help them with their own fundraising. So we will work in 3 different capacities. And it's so incredible because our users are teaching us how to use the stone. All the ideas that we've gotten are from people we've met at shows and have used and said, you know, we're using it for our wedding as favors, and, you know, the wedding stays alive. And
Nice.
you know, that's very exciting for us.
That's wonderful.
Great.
So can you tell us a little bit about the motivation behind creating Pass It Onward, Wendy? How did you come about this whole?
It's kind of an incredible journey, and it's amazing how those little things in life can change your world. I was working in medical sales. I was in the dental industry, and I was sitting there waiting to meet a doctor for the first time. I had never been in this office before. And out comes this beautiful woman pushing her sister in a wheelchair. The woman in the wheelchair was hooked to oxygen, and she was mentally impaired from a stroke that she had had. And through conversation in the office, I had heard that she had a bad experience in a nursing home, and her sister took her in to care for her. And I could see how stressed they both were because she was wiping her forehead down, and it was really something. I was so moved by the caring acts of the sister taking care of her sister in the wheelchair. And I reached in my briefcase for a pen, and I found this angel stone that I bought years ago in a beautiful little store in Media called Seven Stones, who now carry our stones, ironically. But she was part of our journey, and I had bought this stone 3 years before. It was an angel stone, and I randomly I went up to her, and it was just her and I in the office. And I said, I really want you to have this angel stone because you just seem like an angel, a shining light in your sister's world. And I'm so inspired by the way you care for her. And it was just one of those moments. She teared up, I teared up, her bus came, my doctor came out, and we never saw each other again. It was just one of those aha moments, as Oprah would say, that I had. And I went home that night and I thought about it, and I felt so empowered and so great because giving is so powerful. And I thought, how can I create a company that inspires people and uses what just happened to me today? And that's how the idea was born. It was born by that one moment. I had a lot of support from my husband, who said, you know, you're not happy where you are. I didn't feel inspired in what I was doing. And, you know, go for it. I'll support you. And
that
was
fell together too. At the right time, it just ended up working out.
That was the next part of when we get into Grace, Flow, and Ease. She is my Grace, Flow, and Ease because, you know, in sharing the concept with family and friends, we can get more into that at another time, but Leah is part of the journey that helped manifest this idea into the world. So that's
Yes.
how it came about.
Yeah. Yes. That's actually how we stumbled upon you was through Leah, she's so enthusiastic and so bubbly and just so passionate about what you do. She grabbed Mary and I and said, I want to share something with you. And we were both like, oh my gosh, wow. This is like kindred spirits here. So it was perfect. And she just exuded it all. So why would you say that Pass It Onward is so relevant and important in today's world?
I think there are so many negative things out there, and it's easy to get caught up in that. And you turn on the news, and there's just tons of bad stories. And this is an outlet to focus on the positive in the world, and a way to be grateful and focus on that gratitude, acknowledge acts of kindness, and recognize acts of kindness in others. And when you do that daily, it gives you strength and power and happiness. So it really is that vehicle to focus on the positive and spread the joy.
Absolutely. I remember when 9/11 occurred. I remember it. I remember that moment like yesterday. It was a horrific, eerie day. And the stories that were popping up in the news were so horrible. I hated to put the news on. But then out of tragedy came some beautiful things, came stories of hope and people helping each other and inspiring stories. But what was frustrating to me is those stories seemed to stay alive for 2 seconds, and the negative stories seemed to stay alive forever. And what we wanted to create was a place where the positive could stay alive as well. So these stories build upon each other and they feed upon each other, and the hope is they grow so that you truly have a social network of goodwill. And that's really why I feel it's so relevant, because so many times the news and the media just focus on the negative, and we wanted to create an interesting place where the positive could be focused on.
Right. The thing that I loved that is part of what you do is that for me, when I heard about what you're doing, it's such a wonderful way to be able to acknowledge someone.
Yes.
And say thank you and publicly acknowledge them, because it gets posted. The story gets posted. So you have the opportunity to say publicly exactly why you're thanking this person or passing this stone to them. So I like that element of it too, that you can, in a bigger way. I mean, together, one-on-one is always very nice, but sometimes you wish you could just tell more people about what a wonderful thing they're doing or have done for you or others. And that's important.
The Forgive Stone is one that's hard for people to buy, but I think it's one of the most powerful stones that we carry, because sometimes you just don't have the words, and just sending a stone with that word on it can be so powerful in forgiving yourself, forgiving others, and making connections. Sometimes people lose touch with each other, and just sending that Forgive Stone to somebody could open up a dialogue that's been lost. And if that happens, we've done our job.
Absolutely. That is wonderful. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so so now the next question is, what is your vision for Pass It Onward, and how can you explain how Grace, Flow, and Ease has played a part in the creation of Pass It Onward?
Well, our mission statement is that one word and one action can make a difference. And we thought about that for so long. What do we really want to say? And that's really it. You kind of hit on it before, that, the vision for us is that not that people do these grand acts of kindness, that people acknowledge the simple, everyday people in their world and just say thank you by just a simple acknowledgement. And that means and goes so far. If people would just pick their head up from their phones and walk away from the computers and notice what's around them a little bit, and take action on that, it really matters. So our vision is, the first vision is to show people that one little word on a stone and one action to acknowledge someone really can make a difference. And our visions are truly to have the stones spread nationally, internationally. We don't want this to just stay in the little pocket of Pennsylvania, Delaware. You know, we want this to grow, because if it doesn't, it will never make it. The stones need to grow. The acts of kindness need to spread. So that's part of our vision. And when people hear the Pass It Onward name, we want them to know it's a product that involves thinking about other people. So when they see our logo or they hear Pass It Onward, oh yeah, that's that company where you can acknowledge acts of kindness. Oh, you know, that's what we want for this company. And, you know, honestly, stones are hopefully the beginning for us. We'd like to have the opportunity to expand our product line and have future products that travel and tie in with our website. So, you know, we feed off of the public and off of what people want and need. And we think this is really needed in the world. So.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'll agree with you with that. And the other thing is too, is that, you know, I have a stone in my hand as well. And what I want to tell people is these are beautiful. It's not like not that there's anything wrong with rocks, but these are nice, really nice. Yeah, are they semi-precious stones, and they feel they feel very nice.
Precious stones.
Yeah, they feel very nice in the hand, and people are going to love receiving these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's now tell people, Wendy and Leah, how they can get them. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pop up in the chat box the link, and that is a link. Whoops, yeah, there's a link at the top, and you know it's passitonword, WORD.com, passitonword.com. But you can click that link and go directly to their website. Don't do it yet, because we want you to stay with us for a few more minutes. But you can go directly to their site and check that out. That will open up for you, though, in a new window where you can look at that in just a moment. It's a great, great thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this one here, and we're going to pass this to someone. We're going to register it and pass it to someone, and we're going to track it. And next month's show, we're going to share with you exactly where this stone has gone to. And the person we're passing this to, I know they will spread this stone, and they will get other people to spread this stone too, because they just live from that place. So the stone I have in my hand here now is gratitude. So we will be sharing that with someone and sharing that story. And then we'll give you the results and share those results with you next month. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. To do that and see exactly where this little thing goes.
Transforming the world one life at a time.
There you go.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And did you have anything else you'd like to say before we end the show?
Well, if we have a minute, we wanted to tell you how grace, flow, and ease kind of played a part in creating Pass It Onward. I don't know how much time we have.
We have time. Go ahead.
Okay. My dilemma was how to get the idea that I had for Pass It Onward and get it to manifest into the world, because it was a big idea. And how am I going to find the right stones? And how am I going to create this website? And oh my God, am I crazy? And so, you know, I learned quickly that I had to be very specific with what I asked the universe for. Grace, flow, and ease definitely kicked in. I didn't have a name for it before I read your book, but I got that along the way. And then looking back, when I asked, it was just amazing that the universe took care of creating this company with me. When I needed a graphics designer, someone connected me and I met the perfect graphic designer. When I needed marketing people, someone connected us to the right marketing people. And then when I needed a partner, I found the right partner at the right time. And for us, Grace, Flow, and Ease has played a part in building this company. We just didn't have a name, you know, for what was going on with us.
And we always say that we bring different things to the table in a good way. So sometimes we need someone grounded and someone to calm us down and to focus and get back on track and be positive. And sometimes we need humor and craziness. So we each bring those things to the table and kind of dig ourselves out of whatever situation we're in. And we just want to share one little thing. In the beginning, our first shipment of stones, we ordered, I think, about 200 of each word. And Wendy had something in her head that she's just got to call them and ask them for a picture of the stones. And I said, oh, it'll be fine. They'll say. So she calls and she says, just send me a picture before you send them out. So sure enough, they send the picture. And 200 of the stones said, Strenit. So it was good we saved on shipping. They could fix it before they shipped them out. But when things get tough, we say, give us Strenit. We kind of learned to in building any company, and this is just a life lesson, that you have to have a sense of humor, that you have to not take yourself so seriously and know that tomorrow's going to be a better day, because we have had obstacles along the way, but we've kind of just keep going and with grace, flow, and ease. Right. So we thank you for giving a name to it, because we didn't have it. And thank you for having us and sharing the concept.
Thank you. You guys are wonderful. We certainly had a lot to say that even spoke, that spoke to us as well. So yes, and we didn't have a name for Grace, Flow, and Ease either. They just kind of appeared, kind of like you. We were working with a particular energy, and things were rolling along, and then they revealed themselves in the airport that day. So that was great.
That's an incredible story. Do you, we would like to give away 3 stones to our listeners, that the first three people that email me and us at wendy@passiononward.com, we will send a stone to, and they can pick any word they like.
Oh, that's wonderful. So in the chat box, Wendy just put that up there. You can see it where she says to email her. And that's very generous. Thank you.
And we will post the winners on our Facebook page.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you will get with them and let them know which ones were the first 3, correct?
Yes, okay. Absolutely. And, please like us on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
So thank you, Wendy and Leah, for joining us and sharing your story. I know our viewers are going to love it and can see exactly why, exactly why we wanted to bring you on. It's wonderful. So we wish you all the best.
Yes.
I know we're going to be in contact more. This is just a hello here on the webinar. And thank you again for your time, your passion, your gift, and everything that you're doing to make the world a better place.
Yes.
One stone at a time and then some. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch again. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us for today's show. We hope you found the inspiration with Wendy and Leah that we did. I mean, it's just remarkable when people really follow their passion and they take those surprise moments, when she just had that moment of inspiration of this is what I've got to do, and it just all started unfolding, and that's where the magic happens. And when it gets to be fun and it is possible. So it's wonderful.
Yes, it's been a real delight. And
like we said, we're going to be passing this gratitude stone on and sharing it. We're going to be registering it. And then next month, we're going to tell you about this little stone's journey, because I know it's about to have one.
So journey with us and, enjoy your stones, and may all of us just continue to pass it onward.
Yes. Kindness at its best.
Yes.
Yes.
And I guess in closing, I just want to share too that.
Wait. Before you do that.
Okay.
You're going to do a closing point?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
I'm interrupting her.
Don't. Go ahead. I'll close with this.
Okay. I just wanted to remind you to please be sure and like Wendy and Leah said, to like them on their Facebook page. That's Pass It Onward, WORD. And also be sure, if you're new to us, to be sure and like our Facebook page as well, Grace, Flow, and Ease. You can also find more information about us at graceflowandease.com. Spell out the and. And also, we post a blog on there all the time so that you can, we all have different topics of conversation on our blog and things like that, and can just kind of keep up with everything that's going on. And you can also keep up with who's going to be our next guest for our Live on the Web show. So that's all I have, Mary. What's next?
Okay, so I'll leave you with this thought. We rise by lifting others. Robert Ingersoll.
Aw. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. See you next month. Bye-bye.